Okay.
Hello, welcome to CEO Insights, the Living Organization podcast with Vitaly Giman. With me is Stephen Powers. He's the CEO of Powers Omni Media. He is a producer, a creative individual, started in the record industry, but since then on the bookstores, and now he's doing an entertainment center and a television show. So first of all, welcome, Stephen.
Thank you, Vitaly. Great to be here on CEO Insights.
It's a pleasure. Almost like I can feel LA, even though you're in a beautiful surrounding, I can feel the LA energy from you today. And if I wanted to ask you a question, because you've spent 50 years managing businesses, right? From ground up, literally.
Yes, I've founded about 7 different businesses.
7. Okay.
Yes.
Excellent. So yeah, and they're very diverse businesses at that, right? From record companies to bookstores to
Performing Arts Center, geodesic dome theaters. I was the president of a consumer electronics firm for 7 years. The Agape International Spiritual Center, where I was CEO, of course, for a long time. So there's been a lot of different opportunities for me to serve.
Absolutely. And your companies will, how can I say, they are extremely exotic and to many other CEOs. It's not like running a factory. You had a lot of diverse businesses, but they're all about dealing with people. So the question is, we have now young CEOs or not so young CEOs, but they have this issue, which is how do we engage people in today's world, which has changed a lot? People are feeling a little bit disengaged from the corporate environment. What would you say to them? Well, what's your piece of wisdom to them?
And I'm not sure this is any different than for today's generation than for others. Maybe it is. As you say, there's a kind of a shorter attention span right now, but there's also a focus on what's in a lifetime of work for me, right? That's a very important question, and I think it's a good question. So I approach that, and I approach my teams, because I recognize that everything that gets done with a team, and there is a lot of shared credit. So you have 2 sides of the coin. On one hand, you have what I call servant leadership. It's a common principle. Your people have probably heard of it, which is that you work alongside your staff and your team, and you don't just direct them. That was kind of the old way of doing it. The boss would be, do this, do that. Whereas in this day and age, what I've always tried to do is show them that I'm a worker just like them. And I share this story about being given a t-shirt by the janitorial staff at Wisdom, because I would always pick up the trash or clear the tables while I was walking past and doing whatever else. So they were like, you're like one of us. So they gave me a t-shirt. That's servant leadership. You wouldn't ask somebody to do something that you're not willing to do. And you might even do right alongside them. Let's move this couch where it needs to go, that sort of thing. And then the other side of that coin is ownership mentality. So what you want to do is actually structure your company so that all of the workers have a financial and an emotional interest in the success of the company, meaning that they would earn shares in the company. And if it's successful, they will also get a financial success. And the emotional success comes with sharing the credit. It comes with telling everybody, look, I didn't do this alone. This is Bob, this is Joanne, this is, the people who make this happen. And you share that credit with everybody. And then they get the emotional reward that I've received all my life, which is recognition for, you're doing something wonderful for people. Thank you. Right. And you want everybody to feel that. That's the ownership mentality that you're trying to create. And the key to that is communication. So instead of just telling somebody to do an individual job, right, go pick up the trash, I tell them the big picture. We are creating a community here where people will feel comfortable, where they feel joyful. I'm talking about Wisdom now specifically, right? Where they're going to have an artistic and creative experience. And part of that is how they feel when they arrive. Do they feel welcome? Do they feel, appreciated? And so we're creating an environment and a community. So picking up the trash contributes to that, to that sense of, oh, this is a wonderful place that I've just stepped into, right? So that's why I want you to pick up the trash, not just because, I'm telling you.
What a beautiful structure you have. In some respect, you've summarized in a few sentences what a lot of leadership books and business books are talking about. What do you think are the challenges of doing this in practice? What have you found, like, particular people who they kind of don't get it, or how do you deal with people who don't want to be part of that kind of a process?
Well, one thing is that their teammates, right, are going to probably get to them, better than maybe the boss, right? So if you begin to get some of the people on board with this idea that we're all in this together and we're trying to create something wonderful together, and somebody is kind of holding back and not really participating, the other teammates are the ones who at that stage could be influential. So I might go to them and say, hey, what's up? But I also would go to the person themselves and say, well, why, we're trying to do something fun here. What is it about it that isn't resonating for you? What do you see that's wrong, or what do you see that's not, fair or equitable, or share, talk with me. So again, kind of coming back to communication is important, and also sharing the big vision. So if you feel like you're working only for a wage, but you're not working to better the world, which makes me excited, right? And gives me energy and enthusiasm to think that I'm contributing. I want to contribute my gifts and talents. So that's often what I try to share to somebody is, here's our mission. Let's talk about what we're all trying to accomplish together. And can you feel that? Do you support that? And ultimately, if somebody really doesn't want to participate and doesn't really see it or feel it, you could offer them the opportunity to say, well, maybe there's something you'd rather do that you'd be more enthusiastic about. But and I don't mean you're threatening to fire them. I mean, you're really sort of inviting them to make a different choice in their life that will be more meaningful for them.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. You summarized literally the living organization principles that we've developed. So thank you. It's a feedback and affirmation for me, because I also try to summarize it in a kind of a framework that we can teach the young CEOs. And you said it beautifully. A vision. Are you inspired by the vision? If not, that's okay. There are other choices, but we have to. There has to be an energy vortex, right, where everybody feels they're going towards something bigger than themselves for this to work, right?
Yeah, frequently, media would come to Wisdom because Wisdom was such a phenomenon, right? In terms of people talking about it, something new in the media and entertainment business. And for those that don't know, it's geodesic dome theaters like the Sphere, where we're creating holographic and immersive imagery and really transporting people into a whole other environment using technology, right? In order to be able to do that. So, at Wisdom, I'm sorry, I forgot what the point I was gonna make. You were talking about
vision
about
about
the vision.
A vortex of energy.
So excuse me. So frequently the media will come to me and say, what is the most important thing that you do at Wisdom? And they're usually looking for a technological answer. Like, oh, it's about the immersive audio. It's about the immersive visuals. It's about the holograms or the expanded reality. And my answer is, we're building community. And so it's not only the community of the staff and the people who work there, but the broader community of Los Angeles who is connecting over these works of art and having a connected community experience with each other. In fact, that's one of the principles of Wisdom, is that instead of experiencing immersive entertainment in goggles, which is isolating, and I'm alone, I'm in a headset, we are giving you virtual reality and expanded reality in a social setting so that you can interact with other people. So my goal and my most important job is building community.
Wonderful. Stephen, I think you should be basically the living organization board of director, because you literally mentioned every aspect of it. We're not building companies, we're building communities. These communities are spread their wings into the local community and the planet. It's the energy that travels through every person in the company that hits the client, right? And then it binds them through this energy, right? So it's a kind of an, I call it an energy vortex right now, because I recognize organizations are an energy vortex, and you are a chief energy officer. You're not a CEO, right? So that
I like
you're,
that.
yeah. So that puts you in a very different mindset. That your job is to harness the energy and release the energy from the people, and that energy hits the hearts of the clients through media and entertainment in your case, and they go, "Oh my God, what an experience!" And that releases more energy, right?
Yes.
So we're kind of quantum field here.
There's a great expression that I live by and that I love to share, which is this: we teach best what we need to know most. So when you talk about, I am a living example of this kind of way of being, right? This way of relating to each other, of relating to our community. It is because that serves me. That makes me feel good. That makes me feel like I'm delivering on my gifts and talents. So there's a selfishness to it. I need to know that I'm connected. And so by helping other people connect, I feel it and I know it.
Wow, I love it. No, thank you. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you so much, Will. I mean, we could spend hours talking about this, but you already delivered the wisdom to us, and we'll have you back again for more wisdom. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Vitaly. It's been a joy.